What just happened? I'm Dan. That's Jules. And that is Bag Face. And today we're here to talk season 3, episode 5 of From, called The Light of Day. And if you guys are new here, what we do is we take your comments, we make theory videos out of them. So if you got anything that you're questioning about or that you're sure of or that you think you're sure of, leave those comments below. We're making a theory video in 2 days. So if you want to be a part of that, get those comments in. All right, this episode, let's just say it real quick. R.I.P. Dale. We've been bitching about him. He's dead.
Finally. There were so many moments in this episode where I was like, finally. Thank you. Holy shit.
Yeah. I know. And it makes me feel like a dick for saying it, but good riddance, man. And what a way to go, too.
Oh my God. Savage. That's the worst death I've seen on the show so far. That's the worst one.
That might be the worst death I've seen in anything. That's horrific, man.
Oh, let me, sorry, Dale.
Have you guys ever heard of the Philadelphia experiment?
Yeah.
That is the first thing that popped into my head when I saw that.
Yeah. You know, Rip Dale, we've been bitching about him, so I kind of feel guilty that he's dead now, but that happened. So no, not really. He was kind of a prick. And there's a part in these notes I have where I bitch him out. So you'll see. So if you guys didn't see our last theory video, we're theorizing that Randall's going to turn into a monster, right? So check that video out. It'll be linked at the end of this one. So they bring Randall inside. And of course, Jules, you called this out. He would be pissed at Boyd. And boy, is he pissed at Boyd. He's pissed.
You fucking let me out there, man. Fucking let me out there.
We don't really
I feel like that made Boyd look shitty too, because he definitely didn't tell anybody that he was like, oh, well, I had the option, but I just left him there.
By the way, I just kind of left you out there.
Weird for him not to explain it, though. Because I feel like if you're like, well, they told me I could save Tabitha and Victor's dad or just you. It's like, no offense, but 2 people is better than Randall.
We get a little more with Randall this episode, not much. I think they're kind of leaving that on the back burner for a big surprise with him that's going to happen, aka turning into a monster. Let us know below if you guys agree. That makes me think
that there's going to, even more that there's going to be something big that happens with him.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't just end the last episode like that and then barely talk about him this episode.
Yeah. He was really left on the back burner, so there's going to be a reason for it. And we're at the midway point now. It's heating up. So Christy and Kenny and Jade show back up to the clinic, and Christy's got her ankle that's all fucked up, so she needs help on that. And they go, well, where's the food? And he's like, well, Dale and the others are bringing it back. We had to come here because Christy. And then they bring up the town meeting, which we've also been talking about. Why don't they have one of these? And they finally do. So we'll talk about that when that comes up. Didn't go too well, but it was cool that they tried it. And then Mary tells them that Tabitha is back. And Jade's like, huh?
What?
So he runs off and he wants answers. He's like, holy shit, I got to go talk to her. And then we see Victor and Sarah. They're like, all right, we need supplies if we're going to go and get Jasper to make sure we don't get lost and shit like that. And then Victor finds out what happened. And then Donna's like, but there's one more thing I got to tell you. Your dad's here. And he freaks out.
No. Victor? No.
At this point, I've seen a lot of comments of people being like, what if Victor's dad was an asshole to Victor and he didn't like him? And that was running through my head at this point. Turns out not to be true. And it's just Victor. He was just spooked that his dad was there, or freaked out. Why was he acting like that?
Well, you got to think he's got the mentality of what, an 8-year-old, 10-year-old, whatever, however old he was.
Yeah.
So he's probably thinking his dad's going to be mad at him because he never came home.
Yeah, that's true.
The first thing he said to his dad when they actually did meet up, he's like, I didn't know how to get home.
Yeah, that's true.
He kind of explains it later in the episode with the conversation with Sarah, where he's talking about that his dad might be expecting this 8-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And Victor's a grown man now. And I got to say, man, I didn't like Victor. I mean, I liked Victor a lot before this episode, but he is up my list now after this episode. His storyline was so good. Every time I got to his story, I was like, nice.
It's my wife's favorite character. Yeah. And then he's so funny. He's
Donna said my dad is here.
What? How?
It doesn't matter. You should go home.
And we'll get Jasper later.
We'll get Jasper later.
I'm kind of pissed about that. They didn't go and get Jasper. We were so excited to see that scene. And now it seems like it's going to be more of a season finale type of thing, maybe. But hopefully they get back to that soon. And then Tabitha, she's back with her family for the first time. And then Jade busts in the door. He's like, yo, we need to talk.
I need to talk to you. Hey, back off. No.
Jim, it's okay. It's okay.
I want to know everything. Can we get back to the lighthouse? Is that even possible? Or back to the tree? And then Jim goes, well, there's nothing to see.
There is nothing to see.
Oh. You mean besides the magic tree?
Jim, Jesus Christ. Relax, bro. So annoying. So Jade makes some good points, and then he says, fuck the town meeting, because they bring that up. He's like, fuck that. We got bigger shit to deal with. Let's go look for that tree. They go to the tree later, which turns out to be crazy, so we'll talk about it. This is something we've been talking about in a lot of our theory videos. What is that other presence out in the woods by the lake, right? So Kenny tells Boyd about it.
Boyd, there is something out there. Something different walking around outside the cabins at night.
And Boyd was like, oh, if it's just moving around, it's not a big deal. Kenny's kind of like, nah, there's something. Yeah.
Okay. That is so naive of Boyd.
Yeah.
He should know better by now. It's never just walking around.
There was the giant fucking spider that like threw them across the forest and covered everything in webs. And
yeah,
I feel like you got so much to worry about. You're like, it didn't kill me. Okay. I don't care right now. But I also feel like it's the perfect setup for Kenny. Man, I don't know why I just want to call him by the actor's name. But when he talks about how they're going to have to send out another crew to get the rest of the food, it's kind of the perfect setup because it's like, okay, they're going to send out a bunch of characters we don't care about. And they're all going to get massacred by whatever's out there.
By whatever it is. Yeah. Comment below, what do you guys think that is? That's something really good to theorize about.
And then Kenny's going to be like, oh, are you worried now? Like,
yeah, are you worried now? Yeah. So that's something we can theorize about in our video. So if you got anything on that, please let us know. And then Kenny's like, well, why didn't they just kill Randall? And Boyd's like, well, I think they're trying to send us a message. You know, we think we're safe during the day. And now this is a reminder that, yo, you're not safe, which is wrong, I think. I think what we said that he's turning into a monster is going to be what happened.
I think he's slightly right, though, because I think Randall might start attacking people during the day. Because remember, like, Victor finds all the bodies during the day. Maybe none of that happened at night. Maybe whenever you switch, it can happen like during the day. So I was thinking it might be a nice little Easter egg for like, we think we're safe in the day, but now we're not. But it's because Randall's actually going to turn during the day.
Okay. I would love that. All right, cool. And then this is the last time we see Randall this episode. Christy and Mary are talking. They hear him groaning and they go to check on him. And Boyd and Kenny want to talk to him. And they go, nah, not right now.
Boyd,
I just want to help.
I understand that. Boyd, you being here is just going to make things worse.
So that's the last time we see him this episode.
I feel like Mary's the first victim.
You think?
Oh yeah, because Kenny and the other nurse, Christy. Kenny and Christy definitely have to end up together. So Mary's gonna have to die at some point. Yeah. And
good point.
After that scene, I was like, oh, she's going to take care of Randall. Randall's gonna start switching and take her out first.
Yeah.
I like where you're going with that. That's good.
Wouldn't be a huge L in my opinion.
Yeah, Mary's not a great character. She's not a great character.
She's fine. I just like Kenny better.
She's all right.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I'm not.
Who doesn't like Kenny better than Mary?
Character,
right?
You know?
Donna's showing Henry Victor's room, and he was like,
It was the hardest part. That little bit of hope.
Hope was the part that I couldn't bear, that, you know, that I thought they might come back one day. So it was easier to tell myself that they died. No wonder he doesn't want to talk to me.
What kind of man gives up on his family?
But that's not the issue, Henry. That's not the issue. He's dealing with his own shit. So you're good. And they make up. So it's fine. So it's meeting time. Boyd kicks off the meeting and they want to know where the hell Tabitha is, which is a good question. Dallas being Dale, being a dickhead.
Nothing was Tabitha.
And then she shows up and she talks about the faraway trees. Real quickly, we see Julie go to Colony House and we have a flashback of her and Fatima when she was showing her the view.
And if you climb high enough, even a nightmare can look like a dream.
Then she steals some weed and Elgin is there and almost smokes the shit out of her.
Hey.
Imagine if that's after all that shit, that's how you went out.
Yeah. I think they're starting to like each other. You guys get that at all?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I got that from the first, when Elgin first arrives and they're sitting on the porch in season 2. There's kind of a little vibe going on there.
Yeah. I think they're crushing. And then we see Victor before we go back to the meeting. And he's like, I never drew pictures of my dad. I drew pictures of the things I saw. What's he going to think when he sees me? This is what you guys were talking about. Like, he's a grown man. He's not that 8-year-old that he lost. And Sarah tries to console him.
You're really bad at this.
Victor just lays shots on Sarah nonstop shooting that shit at Sarah. It's hilarious.
Sorry.
She's like, listen, I would give up everything to feel like a good person again. So she's trying to help him. She does end up helping him, I guess. So it works out. Elgin tells Julie about the kimono lady. Bag. I'm sure you're happy about that.
Literally, that was one of the moments in the episode. I was like, fucking thank you. Like, everyone just kind of sits down and is like, what's going on with you? What's going on? It's like the writers are watching Twitter and they're like, okay, they're like pushing everything as far as they can. And they're like, everyone's really mad. Okay, this next episode, everyone's going to talk. And I was like, finally.
Talk it
good.
out. Talk it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought she was going to hurt me at first, but now I'm not sure because she asked for my help. But like, how do they have this weed that they're smoking?
They grow
that
it.
Was
they
established
established that
it
in season 1. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I forgot.
I was
going to
say they definitely grow it. I'm just kind of surprised that was not a more prominent thing in this episode, or I mean, in the show until now.
Yeah. Right.
Personally,
be smoking
I'd
all
be a
day
little stressed,
I'd be blasted 24/7 if I lived in that town.
How
dude.
else
My
are you
eyes
going
would
to deal
just
with
look
that?
like this.
This is the only thing that makes it quiet.
I gotta say though, Julie's really good at acting stoned.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Julie.
Got a little practice.
Yeah.
Got a little practice.
You're so depressing when you're stoned.
Back to the meeting. This part made me laugh. So
We're out there in the real world where people can help. How could you not take advantage of that?
and she's like, no one would have believed me. They all would have thought I was crazy. The cop tries to stand up for her, and then they're like, you almost killed someone. You did kill someone. Why are you even here? And then Dale has the fucking nerve to talk about accidents.
That was an accident. Oh, yeah, sure. Everything's an accident unless it's somebody that you and Queen Bee here don't like.
You stabbed Ellis, bro. What are you talking about?
Right. Like,
what are you talking about? Pipe down, bro. That was ridiculous when he was the one to speak up about accidents. Shut the fuck up. You stabbed Ellis and almost killed him. Jesus, that was wild. So you're dead now, so I feel bad, but come on, dude. So they're all pissed that she didn't do anything to help. She says sorry and she walks out. And Boyd's like, this is a good thing. Someone got out. There's a way out, possibly. And they're all like, well, okay, well, let's go to the tree. And Fatima speaks up. And then Ellis has her back. She went through a tree and she went home. Why can't we just try that? Let's all line up and try that. And he's like, dude, I went through that tree.
I went through one of those trees, and you know where I ended up? In a chimney, underground.
It's not that simple. And no one wants to hear that. They're all just, we want to go there. And Kenny's like, it wasn't even the tree that got her out. It was the lighthouse. And then they're like, so let's find that.
Great. Let's just get to the lighthouse, and then we'll go home.
So everybody's kind of murmuring, and it's not really going well. And everyone's pissed. Dale's pissed. Fucking Dale. That meeting did not go well whatsoever. No one wanted to listen.
Was it Jade that said, any meeting 3 people is not going to be productive?
Yeah, he says it right now. Yeah.
Honestly,
so
the most accurate thing I've heard out of this entire show.
Also, it kind of blows my mind that everybody was so gung-ho to walk through a teleportation tree, Like, if I heard about that in real life, I'd be like, I don't know, I'd probably send a couple people in before me. I wouldn't be that excited to teleport through a tree. It seems super sketchy.
Right.
Yeah.
Sends you God knows where. Right. They all think it's going to send them right.
They're desperate at this point.
Yeah. So it's ridiculous. But yeah, Jade's talking to Ethan. He said that line Jules just said.
One thing you learn when you're older, any meeting with more than 3 people is basically pointless.
Tabitha's home, and she's like, look, I'll take you to the tree. I'll take you. And then Jim talks to her, being Jim. He's being fucking annoying as shit this episode. And she's like, he was. Come on. He was so annoying this whole episode.
He sucks.
And then Tabitha's like, I'm not going to go in. I'm just going to show him where it's at. And he's like, all right, fine. But Ethan stays home. That's the deal. Fine. Elgin and Julie, they're flirting more. They're bonding over old clothes in storage. They find a camera. They take pictures of themselves. They each keep the picture they took of themselves. They're definitely going to hook up. Definitely going to happen. And then, the cop's name, it says on her badge,
Acosta.
Acosta, yeah. So Acosta, I'm going to call her that from now on. She thanks Boyd, and she's like, I know how to help. Let's give the town something else to focus on other than the tree. And he's like, slow your roll, bitch.
You let me worry about how to take care of my goddamn town. Thank you.
Slow your roll. So we're not cool. I had your back in the meeting. We're not cool. Got it? Clear? Good. Yeah, that was that.
That was funny.
Yeah, Fatima sneaks off. She's eating more rotten food, and then finally Ellis catches her, and he's like, what the hell are you doing? And then she shows him the rotten food. She's like, this is the only thing I can eat. Something's wrong with the baby. Something's going on. So now they talk. It's like everybody talked pretty much this episode.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See how that can accomplish so much?
Yeah. Now I guess she won't be sneaking eating rotten food. She'll just eat it in front of everyone. Like, this is the only thing I can eat, guys. What's up? What are you going to do about it?
I don't know if they're going to want everyone to know that.
Yeah, that's true. Just a few select few. Henry points out to Ethan, which is a great call. I wish I would have said this earlier.
There's a motel sign here. There's a pool. Where's the motel?
That's so true.
Yeah.
Where is it? Yeah, I never thought of that before. Like
It's
something so
weird.
simple like that. Yeah, you think there's a bigger thing to that, or it's just
I
whatever?
feel like they wouldn't mention it if there wasn't. Or maybe he
Yeah.
was just saying that because, to allude to something happening in that area later. But
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
That made me think. I was like, good point. I never thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
never really thought of that.
And then he's like, hey, let's go feed the animals. And he's talking about Victor, calls him his best friend. He's like, listen, he just gets grumpy sometimes. He's not mad at you. He's not upset with you. Just give him his time. He's Victor. He'll be fine. And then Victor spots him. And then Henry spots Victor. They walk over. They have a nice hug. They have a nice cry.
Good.
Very emotional moment. So they're reunited. This is the big scene, right? Tabitha and Jade are at the bottle tree. All the papers have 4 numbers on it. 2659.
This one says 2659.
If that number means something to you, let us know in the comments below. What does that number mean? Why would they say that number? I know you got something. Say it. And he's like, hey, I saw the Ankui kids, and then I saw the symbol, and I've been going crazy about it. The kids were all laid out on slabs of stone, repeating the word. And she's like, yeah, Ankui, right? He's like, yeah, that's what it was. And then he talks about the numbers.
It only looks like chaos until you understand the pattern.
So we have to understand the pattern, and we'll figure it out. He thinks these numbers mean something. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they
I mean,
mean
they
something.
still could be dates, though.
What if they're dates?
There'd have to be more than 4 numbers on some of them if they were dates. That's what I was thinking. Is some of them would have
On some of
5
them,
numbers because it'd be like month, maybe the 11th of that month, and then the year.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
all of
Yes,
them
it's
are
true.
4. But yeah, I think when Jade is talking to Tabitha in that scene, he's saying like, when I was in that tunnel and I saw like the symbol, it's like I saw threads and I realized that everything was connected. I just can't figure out how. And I think that's literally the writers being like, that's the scene. That scene is like
Yeah.
the answer to everything, and it's in there somewhere, but you'll not get it yet. And they almost tell you like it's like water slipping through your hands. You're like, damn
Yeah,
it.
that was a good line. I like that
Yeah.
line a lot.
Yeah.
Piecing this together is like it's like trying to grab hold of water.
Where
That was a really good line.
it's so
Yeah.
frustrating because I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like they're
Yeah.
teasing the audience, like, oh, you have all the answers, but
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Such a good way to put it, though. The water slipping through, and then you can't grasp it. That was like perfect. Really good
Yeah.
writing there. So Dale shows up. I'm the hero, guys. They're all like, don't go in the tree. You don't want to do it.
Dale, hey, Dale.
He's like, trust me, you'll thank me later.
Somebody's gonna try. It's okay. You guys can thank me later.
He hops in the tree. They look. He's gone. And then we hear people screaming. And Dale is
I did
trapped.
not know what to expect here.
Oh
This
my
was
God.
not it.
Wild, guys. He's trapped in the cement of the pool, just barely popping out his face and his leg. Jeez, that was creepy as shit. And he's slowly dying. Boyd contemplates shooting him to put him out of his misery, but he dies. And then Donna shows up. Her real life husband.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I feel
she
like part of
seemed
her
Savage.
part of her emotion was real too, because she's like, oh, I don't get to hang out with my husband.
That's why I
now.
said that. Because
Yeah.
it felt very real.
Yeah, that was sad, man. So her real life husband is dead. Dale is dead. R.I.P. Rip, rip, rip. We've been saying it for weeks that he's going to die. I'm sad that it happened this way, but there you go. There you have it. So that's the episode.
I'm so sorry this happened to you. Oh, fuck.
I got one other thing. I totally forgot to mention this last week, but it kind of happens this week too, where they keep leaving Ethan out of things, which I understand because he's a kid. But when he got that phone call in the last episode, I think the phone call was a purposeful good thing. I think if he had went out to save Tabitha in the ambulance, it would have went different and Randall wouldn't have been attacked. And I think this episode is kind of the same, where if Jade and Tabitha had brought Ethan with them to the tree, just because he's a kid and kids think very differently than adults, especially when it comes to like puzzle and problem solving. I feel like Ethan is being left out on purpose, and there's going to be a moment somewhere in this season where he finally gets to contribute and he's like, this is obvious, you guys, it's this. And everybody's going to be like, oh,
that's a good point. Yeah.
So frustrating. Little guy is just trying to help. Just let him help.
I'll tell you what, though. I do prefer the episodes where we get nighttime scenes so we see the monsters and shit. We did not get that this episode, but all in all, still a good episode. But I'm really excited for next week. Hopefully they go get Jasper next week. They reunited. They're good. They're good. Go continue with your mission. I want to see Jasper, and I want to see Jade interact with Jasper. I really want that. So yeah, I'm very excited for that to happen. We got 5 episodes left. We got 5 theory videos left. We're going to start doing trailer breakdowns for the next episode. That's a new thing we're going to try out. So yeah, leave your theories below. What do you think's going on? The best theories will be in our theory video coming in 2 days. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Later.
Bye, guys.
Had it with your plans. I've had it with your fucking rules.
What the fuck?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened? That just happened.